Honestly, lads, these are absolutely shite. The stadium's literally falling down, man. Have you seen it? All Newcastle United have to do is not lose on Wednesday night. So guys, today back on a video on the channel. Today we're here for the Newcastle United versus Manchester United preview, and yes, it is the biggest game of our season. Simply, if Newcastle United don't lose against Man United at Old Trafford, we have guaranteed European football for another season. But this is Newcastle, this is Man United, this is going to be a crazy old game on a Wednesday night, but anything can happen. Man United are struggling. Newcastle got a disappointing result on the weekend, and obviously it's a stadium where Newcastle have always struggled at over the years. It's a big one tomorrow night. Make sure to leave a like, boys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We'll look at Man United for this game and then look at Newcastle, but it is an absolute massive one for both teams if they want to end European football this season. So Manchester United, this is Monday recording this, and they have had such a disappointing season, haven't they? Honestly, the stuff that's went on at Man United, it's been crazy, hasn't it? And this could be the first time in so many years since Man United have not got European football. This will be the first time in Premier League history Newcastle United will finish above Manchester United. Obviously it goes our way, but it's a stadium Newcastle struggle at. But honestly, looking at that Arsenal game, I was with the lads watching it, and it was a really disappointing performance for Manchester United. If I'm a Man United fan watching that, I am in disbelief. Honestly, I know it's Arsenal, I know they're a good team, but they didn't look like giving anything, and obviously with the players being out as well, which didn't help. But looking at that team, firstly, that played against Arsenal: Onana, Wan-Bissaka, Casemiro centre half, Johnny Evans, Dalot, Kobe Mainoo, Amrabat, Amad Diallo, McTominay, Garnacho and Højlund. Honestly, there is teams that have been in this relegation battle with a better side than that, and that is really scary. Honestly, looking at that team and looking at how Man United perform this season, it's scary. It really is. I think people actually forget how big of a club Manchester United are to the whole world. They're probably the biggest club in the world, up there with Real Madrid, probably touching. Honestly, the way their clubs ran is berserk. It really is. The way that Ten Hag's got that team running, it actually is mad to see Manchester United in this position. Looking at their form, the form as you can see on screen now, honestly, it has been so disappointing for Manchester United. It really has been. Honestly, I'd be absolutely livid if I'm a Man United fan. 4-3 to Chelsea, 2-2 to Liverpool, 2-2 to Bournemouth, 3-3 against Coventry, then beating them on pens, beating Sheffield United, and you were losing that game as well. Draw to Burnley, get slapped off Palace, lose to Arsenal, and they are 8th in the Premier League table. That's how tight Europe is, as you can see there on the league table. So tight for the teams, but from the goal difference that we've got, Newcastle United just don't have to lose. If Man United win, and then obviously Newcastle don't win, it'll be both teams on 57 points, depending on what Chelsea do during the week against Brighton, I think they've got, and then obviously it goes to the final day. We'll have to wait and see what happens. And obviously Man United have got a cup final sitting now next Saturday or Sunday or whatever day it is. They've got a cup final next week, and knowing that they've got 3 games left of the season, I'd be really concerned. One, it's against Man City, the best team in the land, and more than likely going to win the Premier League again. Man United might not get European football for the first time since God knows when. But under Fergie, it must be way before Fergie. Jesus Christ, man, you look at that. Yes, you can sit here, and I will say obviously they have had injuries like Newcastle. Obviously it's not been ideal. You've got Martial out, Fernandes, Harry Maguire, Martinez, Shaw, Rashford, Mason Mount, Varane, Malacia and Lindelof. That is a lot of players out, but Newcastle have got a lot of players out, still have, and we've got some back, and more than likely might come into the side on Wednesday night. But watching that Arsenal game, because I don't normally watch other games, because me and the lads, I went out and watched the match. It was so disappointing. I understand you're against probably one of the best teams in the world in Arsenal. They're so good at the minute, but they just gave nothing. They just couldn't provide anything, and it wasn't like Arsenal were sublime on the day. It wasn't like they were amazing, took Man United squad for granted and went on with it. They went to Old Trafford and cruised about and still got the win. The fact that Casemiro centre half and made that mistake for the goal is scary, considering you're playing against Isak and Gordon. That's going to be another thought that they need to think about. Two of the most informed forwards in the world, never mind just in the Premier League. If they've got that defence and that structure with Ten Hag still praising his defence and praising his team, it's scary. And since the cup final, Newcastle United have not lost to Man United, not conceded against Man United, which is a scary fall from their point of view. Beat them 2-0, 3-0 and beat them 1-0 in the league. Scary times for Man United. The stadium's literally falling down, man. It is ridiculous. The water going through in the away end, in the away changing rooms, all over the away end. Fans were getting drenched and the stadium's falling to pieces, and honestly that club needs a massive rebuild. But it's not the first time we've said that, it's not going to be the last time we're going to say that. What's going on with Man United? But let's speak about Newcastle then, boys. So then, Newcastle United don't lose European football. We were all chatting before the game up against Brighton. Obviously if we beat Brighton, it would have been more than certain that Newcastle would have had European football. We would have had an extra 2 points and it would have been probably signed, sealed and delivered, but we didn't, and it wasn't. And say if we do get beaten to Man United, and I've said this so many times, but I think people need to remember this. Yes, if we get beaten to Man United, it'll go down to the last game of the season, 57 points versus 57 points. Newcastle United will not get Europe due to the final game. It'll go down to the whole season. That time in December, not beating Luton Town at home, not beating Bournemouth at home, not beating Everton home and away. That's what it goes down to. The little things like that. The Liverpool night you've made a goal with Darwin Núñez, that extra point could have been the difference. Could be the difference in what happened in Newcastle's season. Little things like that define a season. If Newcastle United don't win on Wednesday night at Old Trafford, it's not down to that game why we don't get Europe. Yes, in the grand scheme of things, in the bigger picture, yes it is, because it goes down to your last games. But Newcastle United just have to think, look, we don't have to play pretty football. We don't have to play inviting football. We've got to go to Old Trafford and pick up 3 points. We need to look what Brighton done to us. They're frustrated. They're playing with the fans, and it worked. They got us really frustrated. We couldn't get forward. We couldn't get past their defence. We need to have that resilience going into Wednesday night. I'm not going to do a predicted team. I'm going to do a big preview for this game. One thing, I haven't really got time. It's a Monday now, recording this, and it'll be too late getting all the videos up, and I don't want to do that, so we'll just do one big video. We'll add a little predicted team in now, boys. I'll put the screen on now. This is going to be the predicted team for the game. So then, this is actually going to be from the top of my head. Obviously injuries and stuff, we all know. In goal, Martin Dubravka. I think it will be Dubravka. I can't see Nick Pope coming in for the game. I can't see Nick Pope potentially playing this season. If we guarantee Europe, he might play for Brentford, might play a couple of young ones, but yet again 6 and 7s could be defined as well, depending on what happens with Chelsea. Dubravka and go for me since he's been playing since Man United in December. The defensive, the same as Brighton. I can't see anything changing. We can't really change anything. Kieran Trippier's back, yes. Will he bring him in for the experience? Potentially, but I think Livramento and Lewis Hall don't deserve to get dropped. I think they've been really good at the minute and don't deserve to get dropped, in my opinion. And the centre half situation, none of them are going to be back. So it will be Kraft and Dan Burn. And midfield's free, and I think this is where it needs to get changed. Joe Linton's back. We need the powerhouse. We need the build. We need the pace and the power of what Joe Linton gives. So for me, Joe Linton does come in. For me, even though he scored, I think you do drop Sean Longstaff. I think Elliot Anderson was probably one of our better players against Brighton. I think he really did perform really good. And then obviously Bruno J will start. So for me, that will be the midfield three. And going forward, it's a tricky one. We know Gordon and Isak will start. We all know that. Gordon on the left and Isak up front. On the right, I don't think Harvey Barnes will start. I think he should be getting a run of games if he wants to get going, but he might just need a pre-season like what Anthony Gordon had, even though he's a Premier League proven player. It's a tricky one to call with Harvey Barnes. I think Murphy's been pissed poor over weeks. He gets assists and he has a good cross on him, but there's a couple of times where he was bottom challenges against Brighton and it's just like away. But I think he'll start Almiron. I do. I think he will start Almiron. He came on, give her a little bit more pace going forward, and obviously I'm not the biggest fan of Almiron. Dived, which was a shame, created our goal that was offside in the second half against Brighton, but I think he'll start Miggy, and that's going to be the team in my opinion. We've just got to stress, boys, if Newcastle don't lose, European football is guaranteed. If it's Conference, Europa League, we don't know yet, but if Newcastle United simply do not lose at Old Trafford, we've got European football. That's going to be the end of the video, boys. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've tried to put a bit more effort in the videos and the previews and stuff like that, so I've made this video a little more inviting, a little bit more nicer to watch rather than me just speaking. I wanted to make it as best I can for the viewers, and obviously it's a massive game. Make sure to leave a like, post, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all tomorrow. Massive game. Hopefully Newcastle United can pick up 3 points. Away the lads. Newcastle!